Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Those that are still listening along. Look, I always love challenging and questioning things, looking deeper into things. I think when we are too quiet, when we don't listen, when we don't ask questions, is how we make mistakes. It's how we get ran over and how people can take advantage of us, right? And so I've always been the one to push the status quo, ask the questions, ask the hard questions, to the point where obviously I've been called every name in the book, shill, paid by hedgies, the whole 9 yards. When all along is I'm just, I'm a Marine that does what I want, when I want, how I want, says what I want, when I want on my channel. And unfortunately, it's made a lot of different people, random people, not happy when you challenge the status quo. Now, there's this little photo right here that I made that I posted in the community section because it reminds me of what I call the Adom Culties. Those are the ones that basically follow this checkbox that you see to a T. Hold on a second. There is a plane flying over. All right, sorry about that. I'm back now. So I wanted to read it to you, but warning signs of a cult. The leader is always right. Criticism of the leader or questioning the leader is considered persecution. Anything the leader does is justified no matter how harmful it may be. So reversing your shares, taking your shares, lowering your share count 90%, all those other things, you can't call that stuff out against Adom because the culties would have come after you, right? I mean, this just fits the bill. How do you not see this? The leader is the only source of truth. Everybody else is lying. It's all FUD. Everything you hear on TV, every YouTuber that goes against it or questions the status quo, everything out there is considered FUD and a lie. You ever think about that? The leader is the only source of truth. Everybody's lying. Yeah, I just said that. Followers must be blindly devoted to the leader and never, ever question him. The members won't recognize they belong to a cult. They won't recognize it, man. They haven't. And unfortunately, we still have folks out there that just are that so embedded and so deep into it that they don't realize that that's why they call it a cult. That's why they've called it a cult. For me, I just think it's the ones that are so deep that they're still worshiping Adam Aaron like his crap don't stink. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. The yesies, the yesers, the Adam yeser people, right? But that's just kind of the way people are, right? People fall into those traps every day. That's just a natural thing that happens because everyone needs someone to look up to, someone to listen to, someone to follow, someone to believe in. Hence why you see several of these YouTubers' popularities, where those levels reached and which people they reached. Me, on the other hand, I never cared about reaching all those different folks. I just wanted to reach the world because I wanted to fight against the corruptions, right, that I believed in. But regardless, when we talk about fighting against the corruption, I'm going to stir a little bit of a bee's nest here. You ready for this one? I know throughout this entire thing, we've had this gigantic fight between the GME people, the GME elitist, and, or shall we say, the Ryan Cohan culties, or shall we say, the culties that believed in everything that Roaring Kitty or Keith Gill had ever spewed, right? I mean, obviously, we're seeing it. He comes back, he starts tweeting, putting out these messages, boom, right? Attention is garnered. Everybody's involved. Hell, Dave Portnoy says, come on, Keith, Roaring Kitty, deep fucking value. I'm on board. Let's squeeze these mofos, right? It's just how it works. So, if, though, and I'm challenging GME elitists, I'm challenging what's his face that always talk crap about AMC and GME is so much better. But it makes me wonder, all those that said, you know, the elitists, the GME folks are wrong. Look, I kind of believed in them this whole entire time. I think if LL Retail would have just stuck to one stock and really pressed hard and continued to press hard, but you know, that was 3 years ago. And unfortunately, we got scatterbrained and we chased after every stock out there and every squeeze and every possible get-rich scheme and every social media, YouTube manipulated stock. We just saw it with Chewy, right? Which gets me to my question. If AMC is the second most highly held by retail, manipulated stock that has supposedly got billions of synthetic shares, or all this corruption and manipulation and all this mess on it, just like GME, right? It's the Batman, it's the Robin to the Batman, right? It's GME, AMC, and the rest spread out, right? That was 1 and 2. There's always a 1 and a 2. Nike and Reebok originally. Reebok, I think, has fallen off the plane. But McDonald's, Burger King, right? And then you got multiples after that. Same thing applies. Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, down the list. So, if GME or AMC is supposed to be the most manipulated, and Keith Gill, deep effing value, roaring kitty, whatever you want to call him, is supposed to be for the little man, is supposed to be for retail, is supposed to have done that live stream to expose the corruption and expose it live for everyone to see, and he's fighting against the system, which we all know he actually is from the system. He was trained, he worked in that's his world. Regardless, if he's supposed to be against it, answer me this one question. Drop your comments. I just seriously want to know, why Chewy? Why would you spend over $200 million to accumulate 9 million shares of Chewy stock when you could have gotten over 35 million shares of AMC? You would have had GME and AMC, the two most manipulated stocks. Chewy's not even registered really on the retail's radar, except for the fact that it came from Ryan Cohan. So if AMC is that great, why did he not buy it? I mean, imagine if he would have bought AMC. So what's really going on here? I don't understand. Why Chewy, man? I wish I could ask you, Keith. I wish I could ask you why you show zero attention. Never do you ever speak or talk about or divulge or put anything out there about AMC. If it's that highly corrupted and it's that bad, you could have really done something with purchasing AMC. No? Am I wrong here, guys? I mean, seriously, am I wrong thinking about that? Like, that would have been huge. I get it. I'm a little biased because I hold all those shares of AMC, and I've been an upside down 90% loss bag holder. Lost everything as far as my stock accounts were concerned because I went in all in with AMC, right? But it's still a valuable question. If he's supposed to be retail's hero, if he's supposed to be helping out retail, if he's supposed to be standing up against Wall Street and they hate him so much, why didn't he buy AMC? Why didn't he talk about AMC? Why is he completely staying away from AMC? I know what the elitists will say. AMC's garbage, it's distraction stock, it's bullshit, it's all this, it's all that. But on the other hand, we have tons of AMC promoters out there. You've got all these AMC YouTubers and all these people promoting how, myself included in the past, how manipulated it is and how it's supposed to be just as manipulated as GME. So again, if he's the big hero, why is he leaving AMC in the wind out there? I mean, at least Dave Portnoy bought some AMC, right? But where you at, Keith? Simple question, guys. Challenge the status quo. But if this is real, if we're supposed to be fighting corruption and something's supposed to really be coming of it, A, it's not here yet. Nothing's happened. CAT system, none of this stuff, all these proposed ideas, all these plans, and Grande this, and this is collapsing, stock market's collapsing, shorts are fucked. Are they? I've always asked that question. Are they really? Who's really on our side? I don't think anybody's been on our side. Because when it comes to money, that's when greed comes into place. That's when you can't trust people comes into play. Period. But anyway, I know I just challenged you. I'm a challenge. That's what I do. So I really want to know. Drop your comments. I want you GME folks. I want everybody to drop a comment. Why the hell, if we're all here standing up against Wall Street and Keith Gill is supposed to be standing up against Wall Street, wouldn't that have been a chance if he would have dumped all that money into AMC shares? I mean, AMC, GME, they follow each other, right? I mean, I don't know here. And question, has anybody found out where did he get the money to buy all those freaking Chewy shares? It's basically the same amount of money that he had in GME. What happened? Did he come up with more money? Did he sell GME? Like, where did all that money come from? It's another good question. Tell me what you think.